Welcome back to Sister Circle Live. We couldn't let our friend Pastor Jamal Bryant go without chatting with him a little bit more. Down to the table.
Absolutely. Can't let you go.
Yes.
Now, look here, Pastor Jamal. We were down to the other section of the Sister Circle, the couches.
Yes.
And you spoke so eloquently about merging the church with the outside and needing to get outside. And one of the things that you've done recently is you've partnered with Kanye West, or you had Kanye come to the church with the movement that he's doing with the gospel choir. We see you doing a lot of work at New Birth that is kind of outside of the box. What I want to know is, how did this come about? But moreover, how do you deal with the backlash behind it? There's been a lot of backlash from the collection plate going around too many times and letting him speak up there on the pulpit. You know,
I know you heard it.
So when you make this conscious decision to have this type of connection, what are some of the things that you are apprehensive about, and how do you deal with it?
I think that the gospel is supposed to be risky. That if it's safe, God's not in it.
Hello, somebody.
So Kanye called us with a 4-day notice and said, "Can I come?" Can you come? I will meet you there. So I opened it up, and most of the people who were critical of it go to a church. So I wasn't looking for them. It was the largest number of young adults I've had at that church, to the extent that I had 500 people waiting in line at 6:30 in the morning. So however it is, I got to get them in church is wonderful.
Look at God.
And to those who couldn't see the vision, 156 millennials got saved that day. And so when all of the smoke clears, it's worth it all. Everybody has got to go back into what is their priority. So we got backlash from influential artists in Atlanta about a second offering. And the hypocrisy for me is that they bemoan that when just coming from a strip club.
Wait a minute.
And so you have no issue.
Don't step on nobody's
I gotta get on
that. And what you do with your money is fine, but you can't besmirch those who are really doing community development and engagement against those who are coming down a pole. And so I'm just coming back from the Bahamas, from getting 56 young people who were left because of the hurricane. And yesterday I dropped them off at Hampton University for free tuition, free room, free board. And none of the rappers who had an issue with me gave money to those students. And so either you're part of the solution or you're part of the problem. And so I think that the church has really got to get to a place where we're unapologetic about our vote and our stance. And you cannot have that position if you're not doing the work.
Well then there's that.
Read the people down to the floor.
Under this table.
Definitely. I want to talk about that just a little bit more, Pastor Bryant, because we had Kara Sheard here just the other day, and she was talking about her collaboration with like Missy Elliott and Sir the Baptist. Tell me, what can we do, especially when we have those traditional church folks that kind of snicker and sneer down when they see this emergence of the gospel world and the secular world? Tell me, why do you think that emergence is so important in this day and age?
A few weeks ago, I played in church Frankie Beverly and Maze.
Yes. Which song did you play?
Come on now.
Before I let go.
Listen, so my own people started getting up, dancing, before they realized what was playing and where they were. So the people who have an issue, they know the music. And so let's not act as if we're in witness protection and we only listening to Mahalia Jackson and James Cleveland. We've got to have some level of balance. Jesus ate with sinners and publicans and prostitutes and gangbangers, and the church has got to go back to doing that because most of our churches are dying. This is the largest demographic of black people who don't go to church. Dick Gregory said to me some years ago that in the 60s when black people were in trouble, they call on Jesus and the NAACP. And now here's a generation that doesn't call on either. And so now we've got to do something to make Jesus relevant to a generation that doesn't own him.
Wow, wow.
right now.
You talked about Republicans, Democrats. You saw our campaign, Circle
Yes,
the Vote,
I'm
which is
in
going
it.
to be fantastic.
Yes.
What does the church need to do to make sure that our folks are signed up, ready to go, and ready to make a change?
I'm a baby of the NAACP,
Yes, you
and
are.
Mega Evers put together a prong of 3 points: voter education, registration, get out the vote. And so the church has got to be influential in educating our voters as what's important and maturing to know everybody who's our color is not our kind. Just because you're black doesn't mean you have a black agenda. And so all of the issues that you all talked about, circling education, that there's more student loan debt than there is credit card debt. When we talk about health care, that there's no universal health care
My
for
God, today.
curable diseases that impact our community.
My goodness, my goodness.
Well, Pastor, your church recently partnered with Delta
Yes.
for the efforts of relief for the Bahamas.
Yes.
How can our audience get in on that and help?
Yes, I've got to do 2 shout outs.
Okay, go ahead.
One
Who
is
is it?
JetBlue gave me a chartered plane
on.
to
All right
put all of the students to take to Hampton yesterday.
Wow.
So I got to celebrate JetBlue.
Yes, you do.
And
Yes.
Delta Airlines, for those of you who are friends of this show, has given me 4 cargo planes, one for the next 4 weeks. If you'll ship whatever donations you want to send to the Bahamas, we're going to take it to Delta, and for the next 4 weeks, we'll make sure it gets to Freeport and
They
Nassau.
need to bring it to the church, down
yeah.
to Newburgh?
Yes, they can send it down to Newburgh.
Down to Newburgh.
Yes,
Right.
That's
absolutely.
amazing.
Wow, that's
Do
great.
not send it to Delta. They'll think it's on layover.
Right. Wow, that's fantastic. We're going to
Yes.
encourage. I've got a plethora of things. We'll put the information on social media as well,
Thank you.
so we can help you fill those planes.
Help me.
Can we give it up for Pastor Jamal Bryant
Thank you.
for sticking around and what you're doing for everybody? We appreciate you and thank you for
Thank
letting
you.
God use you.
Thank you for
Continuing to
having
let
me.
Him use you. Okay, if you want more information on how you can help, head over to newbirth.org, and you can keep up with Jamal Bryant on all social media platforms at Jamal H. Bryant. He's very active on
Follow
social
him.
media.
Follow him.